Do you think the service desk industry is robust enough to survive the current economic difficulties?
That's quite an interesting question, because the service desk is very much integral to IT and it forms the interface with the business. And the recent benchmark study that we've done has indicated that staffing levels have actually held up pretty well in the service desk, whereas in IT generally they haven't. And I think that reflects the growing importance of the service desk, which is now maybe even more important than ever. So I think the service desk is actually pretty well positioned as a good place to work that maybe will be perhaps more resilient than other IT roles.
So how much do you think the service desk is seen as a valuable business asset?
I don't think it's seen as much of a valuable asset as it actually is. With IT integral to most business products nowadays, the service desk is one of the few touch points that the CIO can use as a gauge of how well he's doing with his customers. And so the asset value of the service desk is huge. And with that vision that they have of what's happening in the business, then it could be important to the board as well. So it's crucial that most management teams have at least an awareness of what's happening on the service desk.
What were some of the most surprising results you got from your best practice survey?
A couple of things that surprised me was the number of people that still don't do customer satisfaction surveys. If we think that the service desk is very much a customer service point for people that take IT services, that's a real shock. I think it was something like 12 or 13% that didn't do customer sat surveys. The other thing that I found particularly upsetting was the fact that very few service desks actually know the cost of the service that's being provided to the customers, because most service desks do have a problem in justifying their existence to the business. So if you don't know the actual cost of service, then it's very difficult to make a business case for justifying your value. So I think that's absolutely crucial, and the customer satisfaction point for a customer service desk is also, to me, a telling point.
And how well do you think service desks are managing customer expectations?
I think pretty well at the moment. The reports back from our annual practices survey are actually really good. Those people that are monitoring and measuring customer performance and how they're serving them are reporting very good progress in terms of customer feedback and satisfaction. So I don't really have a concern there. And that's sort of reinforced by the IT Service Week that we ran in conjunction with National Customer Service Week recently. I visited Swinton Insurance up in Manchester, and they were reporting their customers were delighted with the service that they were getting in their regional offices. So for a business that's so dependent on technology, because they have their brokers, of course, on system all the time giving quotes to customers, then that's really reassuring, and that's pretty much consistent across the board. Customers are getting a generally good service.
And what do you think will be the greatest challenge to face the service desk over the coming year?
I think it's almost the challenge that we've had since help desks and service desks started. It's very much measuring how much of a difference that they actually make, particularly in an age where IT service is so important. That demonstration of the business benefits and the customer service value and how we actually measure that is crucial. If you look at the IT marketplace today with people like Microsoft, for example, and Dell very much placing an emphasis on involving customers in their product design and development, then the service desk is the home of that customer feedback. So demonstrating the value is key, and getting the right set of measures together. And so many service desks have struggled with that over the years, and it's time we actually got that right, and this is the year for that.
Will there be any changes to future service desk analysts' job descriptions?
There will be, I believe, some considerable changes to the way that service desk analysts are working, and that's going to really emphasise the move away from being a very technical role where the analyst very much needed to understand the technology involved. That won't go away entirely, but much more important will be the need to understand much more about the business. Because they're in a customer-facing role, then understanding the business and having the soft skills, such as communication and listening skills, they're going to be absolutely essential in the service desk analyst makeup. And that will really help cement, if you like, the value that they bring to the organisation, because the business will also feel that they're looking after the shall we say, the softer needs as well as the hard support needs.
And finally, what new service desk technologies do you expect to be popular, say, over the next 12 months or so?
Well, right now we're seeing quite a lot of activity in the tools that are being used to capture information for people's CMDBs, things like remote access and capture type tools. So I very much see that continuing. But in terms of completely new technology coming into the service desk, already we're seeing cloud computing and virtualization being an issue, and on the fringe of that, the green IT issue. People are looking at all sorts of thin client technology, they're looking at software as a service, and the definition of cloud and virtualization and how it applies to the service desk hasn't really been worked out. So those are clearly going to be issues over the coming year. But also you've got Windows 7 that is gradually rolling out now, and all organisations are looking at how they're going to support that. And the service desk is obviously going to be crucial in providing the support. But over and above that, whatever they're supporting, the continuing focus on getting their service management technology right, so that they're able to, as we discussed earlier, record the right sort of customer feedback and present that reinforcing data to management that they're doing a successful job. So in addition to the new stuff, it's focus on things they've been doing for a while as well.